Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Déjà, merci d'être venus si nombreux pour cette conférence, donc la première de la rentrée, et pour la reprise du cycle de conférences organisé par Alice Grégoire et aidé par Louane Manneux, Théodore Olaru qui sont là-haut et moi-même, Colombe Rigaud. Aujourd'hui, nous avons le plaisir d'accueillir Han Seungjae, que nous remercions bien sûr de venir nous parler de son travail. Et je vais laisser donc maintenant la parole à Simon Boudevin, artiste et enseignant à l'école de paysage de Versailles, pour présenter l'agence. Voilà, je vous souhaite une bonne conférence à tous.
Merci. So I will switch to English for Sanjay. I have nothing to add. I'm very pleased that the Versailles School of Architecture is welcoming Han Seungjae today. Seungjae is an architect and founding member of the FHHH Friends office. In Korean, it's called puhaha, like ha ha ha. And he writes articles for magazines such as a space magazine that you can find in your library here, but also novels that I cannot read, and not yet. But above all, together with his two partners, Han Seungjae and Yoon Han-jin, they are building sophisticated radical projects, mainly in Seoul, South Korea. And South Korea is known for its spectacular development on the cultural scene in music, cinema, television series, fine arts and technology. But we see and hear less about its architects, so we are very fortunate to have one of them tonight. It turns out that Seungjae is a friend, and I usually sleep at his place in Seoul, and he sleeps at my place in Bagnolet, Paris. So I suggest to your school that we organize this meeting. So thank you, Alice Grégoire, Nicolas Dorval-Bory, and Marie-Hélène Amiot for the hospitality and really quick hospitality. And thank you, students, for your curiosity. And Seungjae. 안녕하세요. Is the microphone? Two.
Okay, I have two. Okay. Okay. Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for waiting for me. I believe there is someone who cannot speak French and who is not good at English too. That is why I speak English so slow, because not my English bad. I am Han Seungjae, the co-founder of the architecture firm FHHH Friends. As you saw in the poster, I was to present about my project, these metal mountains, but they gave me too long time to prepare, so I concentrated on presentations. So I thought too much. So I have too much to. There's too much to say. There could be some problems. So I'm not sure I could finish in 1 hour. But after 1 hour, I will stop it there. Yeah, this is the project I finished it very recently. But if I say this is something cool and this is something nice, maybe you don't understand, but I'm not sure if you understand or you agree or not. So I thought I had to talk more about the background of this project or the background of the culture of Seoul or Korea. That's always the problem of the non-Western countries, that I have to talk more about the background. It will go far away from now, too far away from now. This is something, the traditions we call traditional something in Korea. This is the traditional house. The king used to be stayed, the palace. But I can explain the background as the complex of us. I confess you it is very easy way to understand someone is I confess my complex, the kind of the cultural complex we have. This is the king's house before, but as the colonial era began, this building is blocked with very big concrete building built by the Japanese. And after the colonial era, the Korean War occurred but very after the independence. So everything disappeared except this concrete mess built by Japanese. And it looks like the inverse selection in Photoshop. This is here, nothing is around, but everything is around. This is disappeared. This is what happened in 1994. The government exploded this building from the city. Yeah, I think this is kind of the revenge against the history of the colonial era. So I think I can find the kind of clue of understand about Korean culture. Yeah. This is what happens very after the war. As the European did after war, Korean began to restore the city, but in some long way. We began to cover with this kind of crude materials, house with this kind of some crude materials. So the government wants to change the appearance of the rural area because they looked so poor. This is the scenery of the before war. There was very nice roof, made with the hay, in Korean chogat집. This is something we can call as tradition before, but everything is disappeared and covered with this kind of I don't know what is it in English, iron metal something. Yeah. And after war, we encountered another generation they called the military government. So military government used the kind of the conflicts between North and South Korea. South is very important. South and North Korea. They used the kind of the conflict. The situation is very good tool. The conflict situation is very good tool for government that they can rule everybody. They can control everybody as they want. This is the case. This is really happened in Korea. They measured the length of the skirt of women, and they measured the length of the hair of men. I don't know why, but it seems like they wanted to make everybody look the same to make it easy to control. And this is the apartment in Korea. Many people in Korea lives in this apartment, especially in Seoul. But I think to people, this kind of the scenery reminds people this kind of the memories, that this kind of the same mess, same plans of the living units will make people same. This is the worry people had before. So when I was a student, I heard about this lots of time. The architects, especially the old architects, blamed the apartment culture. This is the lecture from very famous architect in Korea. He blamed the apartment culture in Korea. It refers to the fleet ego. He refers it as a failed culture in Europe. So he told, I don't know why Korean loves this failed culture in Europe. I had to feel ashamed about it. I have no fault, but I had to feel kind of shame of it because I lived in an apartment and I felt kind of happiness in here. Yeah. This is the plan of the school, what was built in Japanese era, but this became the kind of the stereotype of Korean school. So people, especially the architecture, used to tell, this is the picture that shows the school and prison. They compare to the prison plan. Our kids are racing in this kind of prison. They want to say the plan of school is almost the same, the plan of the prison. So kids are not prisoner. So if we make these kids raised in this kind of plan, they will lose their own creativities. That was their worry. But things are changing as I becoming the about age I graduate from the architecture school. This is a book about the apartment of Korea. 안녕 둔촌 주공 아파트 is the title of the book. This book deals with the apartment what is facing the demolitions. Yeah. I have been kind of pressed to hate I have been kind of educated to hate apartment culture, and I kind of educated to admire some cultures of the Europe, you know, the kind of some I can explain the Europe cities, the canals and trees and not that tall buildings and 3 feet away, what is say I don't know. Yes, I educated to love another one's culture, but I educated to hate our cultures. But I only learned the culture we can admire is the super traditional culture that I saw you in first page, that old one. But actually, I have not experienced the life in that kind of the house before, and I thought nothing remained to us. Go back to the pages. Things are restricted. Things are denied. This kind of the demolition culture is I can read it as a denial of the history. I agree with these demolitions, but I think we try to remove everything from colonial era. So I think there is very active action to deny the histories of colonial era. So restricted. So everybody when everybody have no idea what to follow or what to miss from our control, our history. I thought this is kind of the answer of our ages, and people said there will be some problems for the plan of the school. This is the new good case. They have the sorry, I forgot English. They proved there is no problems of creativities, even they educated in that school. This is FHHH Friends. This is me. This is Hanjin. This is Yangyu. We founded our company 12 years ago. It's quite a difference from the portraits from any the classical architect. We take a photo like this. Yeah. I thought there is too many steps to reach the understanding about my project. This will be the second step. FHHH Friends is the company I'm involved in. To understand easy, I changed them to the dog characters. The left man, he is kind of the hysteric poodle, you know. This is from left. This is from back. This is from top. Yeah. This is historic photo looks like this. Look at him. Okay. With a fish on his hand. Yeah. He designed building like making sushi. You know. Yeah. Yeah. The point I wanted to tell you is we stopped admire something we don't have, and we stopped admire something we had before, but not ours. We began to get the reality as a beginning of the everything. So I know there's very many problems in apartment culture, and I don't like the apartment at all. But apartment is the culture we have, and I think we have to get it as our culture. So I had many parts of the Korea, and I had many parts of the Seoul, almost everything. But rather than hate them, and rather than change it, try to change it, I think we began to get it, and we began to start everything from the basement. That is the story of the complex, and this is the beginning of the overcoming the complex. This project began from this octagonal land. This old house used to be here, and this another triangle is the road. People used to think as the public road, but it is owned by this land. So when we build a house in here, people will blame this house. This house blocked our road. Yeah, too bad, guys. So we hesitated to block this road, even it is property of our clients. So we made another options. Yeah, this is the restrictions, and we get it as we get this kind of the reality as a kind of the start of our design. We made the triangular land, and there's parking lot, so it is empty land. So we stuck to the road, floor and floor. So this kind of the staircase shape is made. So this is the solution made by one geometrist. One triangle solved everything. The land is still owned by the people live here, but the above the land is covered with my building. In Korea, we always build maximized. As you know, Korea is kind of the one top city of the capitalism. The money and no sustainability. Just money and efficiency goes first from any other values. So some says, oh, I love this mood, I love this sunlight, I love this whatever the feeling I have in here, near here. In Korea, people understand it is very important to people's life, but they understand at the same time it is the losing money. If there is some extra land, it is if I remain some extra land out of the building, this means this shows poor ability of some architect. They have to build whatever maximized highest. So under the rule, we make some kind of the way of build better. This is the beginning of the design. Yeah, of course there's windows. And the second dog in center, he eats ice cream. And this is the captured film. He was stealing some wood from my office. And he doesn't talk about the beauty or some communities. There are something kind of rule that we have to follow. The architect have to follow. The community is important, and sunlight is important. The efficiency is important. Everything is important to me, but he disregards some kind of the important thing in architecture. First, this building looks like an apartment, very dry apartment. I cannot call this is a beautiful building. This is not beautiful at all. So, but he doesn't care. I don't know what is beauty. Yeah, he really says so. Only take care about the system of the building. The second dog says, this is the common genome of the buildings. The architect usually build core, just the center of the building. The core means the gathering mass of the functions. This is elevators and flow, the stairways and the pipe shift and stairways, another stairways, and those kind of function. When those kind of the functions gathers together, it is very much efficient, much easier to control. So next, the columns surrounding the envelope of the building. This is common genome of the building. But he disassembled the core. This is elevator, this is stairway, this is pipe shift. So when people would ask him, hey, the placing core in center of the building is very important. This is 101 of building. When people say to him like this, he'll say, I don't know what it is. Yeah, this is the second doggy style. So there is only two beam. Only two beam is needed to support the building. This is from the other side of building. So this is what happens in building. This is core, the elevator. It becomes the column at the same time. So there is no column surrounding. So this two beam is only beam to support this building. Nothing more is needed for support this building. So when we say something is good, something is clean, the second dog have no idea about it. He says, clean is good, not clean is dirty. So many architects try to hide the parts of the machine or hide something from the visitor's side. They try everything to hide something. Some people could say that is kind of the minimalism, but minimalism is not hiding something from anything, but to make minimal, we have to think minimal, like the second dog, and not to hide, rather than hide things from the side, just make something we need only. This is the result. There is wall crossing on the window. That is the structure, kind of beam, but there is no beam near the window, so we can see the sky higher than other building. So this is clean. That white dog, cute dog, is me. The building I designed looks like me. I'm sorry, I told I have too much things to say, so I hurried up. So I think too many hours left, so I will say slowly. I will give more information to you. This is very common building in Korea. Building for rent. When we build this kind of when you build the office in this kind of the small land in Korea, this is the general solutions. Place the parking lot here and make the windows very close from the road that can be exposed to the public easily, and place the staircases the end of the road because people think this is useless. This one and this one is good for on the money for rent, but this is not for rent. This is for public. So they have no ideas. It sounds like I blame in Korea, but not. Yeah, it is common sense of everybody. Yeah. Yeah, money is good, and this is no money, so they don't have to place to the in front of the road. This is the plan of this cute building. I placed the core, just the center of the building, and separated the parking lots in just the side of the plans. So this is quite against the common rule of the building logic in capitalism. But I think people have people afraid of the doing something against the common sense. I made this building this way, but nothing happened at all. Yeah. So as I placed the staircases, the cores in front of the building, I could make the space for breath. Inhale, exhale. The building inhale, building exhale. Do you feel so? Yeah. This is the scenery. I took a picture inside of the stairways, looking to the belly of the building. Yeah. It looks like they are connected, but they are not connected. I confess, architecture can be something more than architecture. Architecture can be something more than building. Yes. I don't know what can you get this kind of the sculpture. I wrote on a kind of the essays about the reality and surreal. The architecture cannot get to reality. The architecture cannot never get to reality. That is kind of the irony I have. I build building based on reality, but I feel like it is not reality. But this is a building I built based on reality, under the many restrictions, but it looks like unreal. So still sounds like have no make sense, but yeah, I want to this kind of the sculpture shows the kind of some irony feelings to people. Finally, we reach to the last step to understanding. So I jumped too many words I was to say, but in short, I was to say we ignore every stereotype, every preconcepts the people have about things. For example, in this case of building, it looks some people used to say this kind of the cemetery buildings are so. This kind of the cemetery buildings looks like some authoritarian the language of the building, but we don't care because we don't care of things already. The apartment, we don't care. Yeah, some say the apartment. Someone blame the apartment culture, and I sometimes I agreed before, but now I don't care. And there were some restrictions in when I was while I was growing up. There was lots of restrictions. Make no noise when you walk. There was restrictions when I was young. Be quiet. Don't make noise when you eat. Too many restrictions I have lived in. Now I think that is not the problem only for me. Many students and many kids in Korea lived in the kind of the restrictions. But I think just before we break the kind of the egg of the restrictions, I think everybody gets some confidence, can say what can I say and what I want to say. So the point I want to say is we don't give a yeah about things. So someone told, oh, the FHHH Friends is brutalism architect. Who cares? Yeah. This is just a building that looks like other common building in Korea, but have some different genome, and this is kind of experiment. What changed when I changed some kind of the core, when I rearranged the core in center in a building, I looked after what happens, and this is what happens. The building breathes. It's so funny. I think I'm not that fun, but you are concentrate on this presentation. Thank you very much. This is the last project and final destination. I think I overcome every complex we have, and I know still many architects live in complex still, but we are not. Yeah. This kind of the building reminds very many things. The kind of the grid system that looks like rules, that looks like I want the architect want. I know. I was staring at this monitor. That is why I didn't speak English so well. Yeah, I was thinking what to say. Yeah, okay. This is easier. Okay. I'm come back. Yeah, it's much easier to say. Yeah. Before I reach to this kind of the creature conclusion, I confess I had stepped many steps. I sometimes concentrated on text only, or texture, or making communications, making some. I tried to make some empty space inside of the building to make communication inside the building, because that is what I learned important. But as I kind of so into Korean capitalism system, and I've been 12 years building in this kind of circumstance, I found out one day, there is nothing important. Yeah, there is a grid system, but I can say that is not for control people. That is not for control the system. This grid means the kind of the perfection of making. This building is already completed, but I uploaded this picture before completion, because this picture, this building, and this net remind me some kind of spaceship. So I call this building as the someone called this building looks like the mountain in city, and someone called me this is the cyberpunk. I don't like the comment, but I should agree. And I call it the metal stone. Yeah. The surroundings are too dirty. Yeah. This is the center of the Hongdae, the kind of the young street of Korea. They open window to expose the inside to the road, and like, come on, baby, yeah, come to my shop. Yeah, it sounds like. So I really sick of the kind of the surroundings. So I lived there about 20 years ago. So when I started this project, I already know the communications and the context of the texture, no way, context, kind of the rule have ruled my mind before, but after I began this project, I could ignore everything. This is the plan of the music academy. There are too many K-pop stars. They learn the music in this plan. A very small room. There's one piano and singers and teachers. La 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 la. And they go back to home. This is the alley. Is that alley? Alley. Corridor. Thank you. This is the corridor inside. I can make diagram corridor like this, and this corridor reminds me the corridor of school I learned before. But if there is just a small part of land I could play, was here and here and here. The end of the corridor, end of the middle of the corridor, there is some extra space they made for the staircase. So I thought this corridor is not good for people live inside, people sing inside. I should make this kind of small space for the students. But it is easy to say, what about you make some big hole inside a building? But that means when I make hole inside a building, that means I have to give up 2 or 3 units of rooms, and they're connected to the race of the money, of learning money, to maximizing the number of the room. They're connected to the low money. I speak English like the children, but but I think you guys all understand. Yeah. So that's my solution. I crossed the corridors, and I made very small open space inside of the building. There is not that much loss, because the hall become the corridor at the same time. And what happened after? This kind of the triangular land is not good for use. The rectangular room is very easy to use. So I choose to squeeze room, and I try to squeeze the building. I convinced the client, you don't need this old room. You don't use here. You don't use here. You don't use here. You don't use here. Maybe some people would sorry about these conditions of you minimized the land of the students, bad architect. Yeah, but there is something you have to know. They are happy. Struggling in small room, and after as I get out from the room, when there is moon, I did a lot today. That is their happiness. Yeah, some rich place to live or rich place, some nice place to stay is not their happy. I know, I experienced it. I failed twice to go to university. Yes, that was kind of very happy and struggle hours for me. Yeah, this is a real plan I made. Too bad. So this is the final model I made. There is the design a little bit changed. There is corridor V, and this room made, and I put the student inside of the room. Sounds so. Sorry, I sound so brutalistic, but it's very. The space became larger than before. This is what happened after the design. Yeah, I want to tell this building as a castle for students. And yeah, this is our parts to waiting for be a part of this building. And this is the interiors from inside. This is only window. There are 3 windows, but inside I can meet this kind of the unusual space. Looks so unreal. And when I deal with some building, especially this building, I don't make some. I tried not to make the face. I make people ambiguous about finding the face of the building. So I made this multiple 3-dimensional building. And this is the last picture. The model of this building looks like the flower before blossom. Time is up, sorry, but I jumped too many. So I can start from 1 page. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Merci beaucoup, j'espère que ça vous a intéressé, c'était très intéressant. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions éventuellement à poser pour que je fasse passer le micro? Ah, pardon.
So hello, thank you for your presentation, it was really nice. I just had one question about how easy is it to sell your ideas? Like, you speak really freely and with really young vocabulary. Are you so freely in Korean, or is it the language barrier of the English languages that make you maybe not give a f of what you're saying to the audience of today?
Did he ask about my English? Sorry, to be honest, I didn't get it. Really, I didn't get it. One more time.
Do you sell your ideas really freely, as you told us today, like with the story of the dog in your firms, and like Fuhahaha is also really saying that you're going to have a funny business and a funny time with you architects.
Uh-huh.
Are you really freely in your speech, so the way you speak
Uh-huh.
to like your clients and
Ah.
maybe promoters,
Ah.
or are you much more serious in like
Ah.
Korean when you speak Korean?
Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Once I had a lecture in U.S. I was much better than now, but my friend, the second doc, told me you speak English much better than Korean. You know, yeah. I don't miss what I have to say when I speak in English, and I don't speak aside from it. So you listened very essential of what I want to say. But if I talk in Korea, it took about 4 hours, 5 hours. There is too many things, so I am much smarter in English. Thank you very much. So I think people feel charming when I am not incomplete. I believe so. So I sometimes pretend don't understand. I sometimes pretend to speak English not good. This is it.
Hi. I wanted to ask that in Europe we have a really understanding of humble architecture, and you said that that was also your education. So how was it that you made a decision to be more radical and bring back like the Lucan kind of architecture of spectacle back into architecture? Like what happened that you decided that this was what you wanted to do instead of like more humble, more vernacular architecture that we're so used to right now?
In short, oh, I understand. Yeah, I told you there are lots of things I have to say. That's one of things. Yeah, I really feel bad about the architects. Some architects, they say they do something, design something, but they didn't change it, nothing. For example, making whole is kind of the big challenge in capitalism world, and changing the place of the core is big challenge. I could make a bankrupt of some clients, but we did it and we compensated. So the point is we have to insist not making some imagine something cute and not imagining something we call it the wow point, yeah, for Instagram, place for Instagram. I don't agree with their statement. I agree with when they say I made something cute, I made something good for taking picture, I will admire them. Oh, great. But when people say I changed something, I did something important for the city, but I will not agree with it, because I think the kind of the design is something like fighting to me. Me and 3 dogs, the poodles and the second dog has no parents in my scenario. He has parents, but and me cute dog, we are fighting every dog's way. So this is what makes us radical, and that is why we meet some rich client yet at the same time. Yeah, but when I was a student in school, as you do, you will think about some kind of the design, or think about the city or building that changes something because you want to satisfy on this condition now, of course. But same to me. But I think the first challenge is very important. I success the very small challenge to convince the clients a very radical way. It worked, and I success the second challenging. The challenging is continuing. So I want to say it is kind of fighting. Yeah. So that makes me kind of some radical. And if there are someone feel like me normally, or they will be very happy with me when they meet us. So I don't need to change my stance when to get a project from the client, because it is very tired when I meet the client who wants something I don't have. Thank you.
Hello. Sorry. First of all, thank you very much. I know your practice for a long time, so I'm happy to be here. I came from the north of Paris to come here, so I'm very happy to assist to this conference. I know you're 3 architects at FHHH, and you said that you have like kind of 3 different ways to do buildings, but when a client comes to you, or like when you get a project, I wonder, do you have something in common as 3 architects, or do you like have all your unique ways?
You were very hard to understand. He was good. Sorry. Yeah. You asked there is the common sense we have among the project we did. Is it right?
Yeah.
Maybe not right. Is it? Yeah. Okay. There is some forbidden word among us. It's cute. When someone is designing a building, look into the monitor. Oh, it's cute. That is very rude action among us. Yeah. As I told you, cute is very important word because I'm cute, but design something cute is very kind of the forbidden to us, because I think we have some kind of the punk spirit inside of us. Yeah, we have to make changes through something. So I think we just months ago we talked about us together. What was the common sense of us was we make a design through the rearranging the stereotype of before. Yeah. In this building, he disassembled the core, should be combined together, and in this building, the core surrounding this building, and like a snake, the core surrounding and making this kind of the staircase form. So there are many common senses, but I think we rethink about something fixed already. Yeah, and we want to make some big changes with small gesture. Yeah. And when sometimes we fail about it, but someone achievement, big change from small changing, we said you got it. Yeah, that could be the common sense of us.
Thank you for your presentation. I've really admired your work since like 5 years ago. I have a question about you're ignoring something on intention. So the things that people think really important, maybe it could be context or it could be history, but I think you try to focus on your own experience and program itself, not about the other things. So I felt like you ignoring something intentionally. And do you think when you ignore something intentionally, do you think we have to fully understand about everything and then ignore it, or we don't really have to study or research? Yeah, I just want to know about your opinion.
It's amazing I can understand the Korean English 100%. Yeah. As I told you, I really obsessed to something I have to do before. So me and other two dogs, I believe we know the basics of architecture already. There is the kind of the scales. We do not ignore the scale. For example, in a plan, we can know how the balance of scale in plan. For example, the toilet is too small, or the corridor is too big, or those kind of the basics are innate already, because we built many buildings under the guideline of the architect before. So I think there is another stage for us to do something different from then, but I didn't even dreamed of it before. So I suggest you to just got everything important thing. I do sometimes. Just ignore the something bullshit only. Yeah, there are too many guidelines to architect, I think so. But there is something you can ignore. Then, yeah, I think that is kind of the smart people want to architect of now. Yeah, some people make building like everything is important. Yeah, but there is keyword and there is something not important at all. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. I should have told during the presentations. Yeah.
I have a last question. You talked about how learning to hate your culture kind of allowed you to dismiss what was already there and rethink the matter from its absolute beginning. Do you still have the same relationship with culture, and has it evolved through your design over the years? And more so, do you think it was only applicable to your case and your location, or is your philosophy of design applicable on a more larger scale, or the fact that you are going against the mass is what makes your practice interesting? Sorry, I wasn't very clear.
Someone help. Sorry about my short English. Yeah, I focused on something ignoring today, but actually we don't ignore too much. For example, we designed the kind of the headquarters of big company, Hype, the BTS house. We designed that. Why? Silence. Yeah, we designed the headquarters of BTS. There was only one rule. We made the. It's very difficult to explain in short, but I think I want to say there is important thing in architecture, and we cannot ignore it. But there is something we have to or we can ignore in architecture. For example, through this project, I was to say, in this project, I think I don't need to consider the balance of the surroundings. I built quite different from the context. There is something I think I can ignore because the surroundings, they are so connected through the windows. So that's the way I choose. So I think that it's the problem of the choose. Choose to accept or choose to ignore. You have to make choice about every decisions. So ignoring is making choice, but not think about it is not choice. Thank you.
Hi, I just have like 2 questions about your apartment culture that you have talked about. What's actually your definition about this apartment culture, and what do you don't like about it?
Okay. What I ignored from apart culture and what I get something important from apartments is it okay? First of all, I hate apartment culture. Really, I raised in apartment for a long time when I was young, when I was a kid. I hate the kind of feeling. When I dress something special, everybody think. I feel like everybody pointing me. It looks like everybody pointing me. Hey, where are you going? Oh, you go to the out of the town. I cannot be free from any other side because there is kind of the thinking behind people. You and me and everybody are living in same plan. So you cannot different from me. I'm sure of it. So no one gets someone different, really different. So they make people really same. But if there is someone different among in apartment the cluster, he became very famous among the parents. Oh, his son wears blue T-shirts. No, yeah, there was I felt in apartment culture, and I moved to the single detached house after I graduate high school. I feel like I feel like I get free. I got free, really. There is no one pointing me, and there is no one think he is same. I am same to him. I really feel like I become an individual at that time. So I think there is no charming, no kind of. I feel the kind of the nice point in apartment at all. But this is the situation people living in. The land is small and the density is too high, and in Korea the people afraid of the changes because they are tired of change before already. I think so. So they are so conservating about changes something. So apartment culture promise only one thing: there is no change here. There is big relief. So I couldn't feel as a kid, but the parents they had very good promise through the apartment culture. The kids can learn inside of the apartment cluster, and there is no big crisis when I'm living in an apartment. For example, there is no cockroach inside of the apartment, and if someone walk into the apartment, people look into him. What does he doing? What does he doing? This is kind of the spying system is in apartment. So that is good way. That is good point of apartment. The promising the stable life. Yeah. As a kid, as a young generation, I always against this kind of the stable something, but I agree. I understand everything. The culture is not that simple, not that flat. There is very three-dimensional aspect. So look here and look here, look here. So there is good aspect and very bad aspect at the same time. I think that is the thinking I have about apartment culture.
I just have a small question. You say to ignore the surrounding of this building. So why you choose to ignore the surrounding?
Yeah, I recently visited LA, Hollywood several times. I felt I'm unsafe on the street. So I began not to go out in night. Yeah, that is almost the same feeling I have. I'm safe here, but I felt in Yeonnam-dong, the Hongdae district, they expose themselves too much. I think that is too naive. There is too many ways to attracting people. Hiding something important and showing later, that is a kind of the way of attracting people. But exposing everything is very naive way to attract people. So I thought that street is so naive. Opening, it is not important point to me. So I sometimes very radical. Not only to stop communicate with other building. I wanted to show more, like some statement. I don't talk to you guys. I wanted to say loud this message to the street. But there is a background that you have to know. I sound like I told like very rude to the street. I don't talk to you guys in other buildings, but they say everything. Every building say everything in that district. I am super nice, or I am gorgeous. Everything, every building say they want in languages. So this is the language I choose. I don't talk to you guys. Yeah.
But it is like suitable for the function because this is a school, right?
Yes, always function comes first because this is the music academy. The lots of openings are harmful for the neighborhoods, but we opened only one windows each faces, and we blocked every other side of the building. Yeah. There was much. They looks this building much radical.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.